got used to the warm weather. Now I'm cold. I had to find a sweater.
All right, rock and roll.
We're good. We're good. I love your bow tie.
Well, you know, it's the Facebook episode before the 4th of July.
Is it?
Yeah.
We don't have another one before the... My goodness.
See, and you know, the 4th of July is celebrating our independence, right?
Yes, and you clearly are independently wearing that bow tie.
That's right. And
I've never seen one like that one.
you know what George Washington told his men right before they crossed the Delaware?
No, I don't.
Get in the boat, men.
That's probably... Yep.
Is this going to be on TV3 News?
No.
Not exactly, but it's on Facebook.
I hope that joke's
Face
not
page.
It's on face page.
Yeah, don't tell that joke.
Too late. It was live.
Hey, you know where the Declaration of Independence was signed?
Where, Dad? I'm sure.
At the bottom.
At the bottom.
We would have more dads in the back over there.
Anyway,
You know the dad joke.
What's sad is when they even say,
I know.
don't do that joke.
anyway, I kind of like it.
That was a good one, yeah. That was pretty apparent. I
We're
was like,
gonna-
I don't remember the name of the hall that they were in. I had seen the
Independence
picture.
Hall?
Is that the name?
I don't
I'm sure
know.
it had a name.
But anyway, we are excited about the 4th of July coming up. We got a couple of things we want to talk about. We're going to definitely talk about the Treggers. We're going to move Rachel to the camera and Josh to the center stage to talk about Treggers.
Didn't do my hair, did it?
I had something that I wanted to talk about this morning just a little bit because 4th of July, you know, a lot of people display the flag, and
All right. Thank you.
there are ways to display the flag that's appropriate.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you're displaying the flag either horizontally or vertically, the Union, and the Union is this part of the flag right here. It's also called the canton. It's called the field. It's called the jack. Anyway,
called the
that
field.
the blue and the stars are the Union part of the flag. When you display the flag, the Union should be displayed on the left as you're viewing the flag.
So this way.
So Josh is viewing the flag. So turn. There you go.
Technically, Rachel's viewing the flag, too.
I was
So-
viewing the flag, everyone.
And if you're displaying the flag in a window, you want it the Union to the left, viewing from the street. So that's the proper way to display the flag. Another thing that I found.
Blue that way.
You got it correctly. If that was the window,
Oh,
it would be on the left. So that is the correct way. And if you were displaying it vertically, would be like
I'll try not to get hit by a flagpole.
Okay. The other thing, I didn't realize it until I started doing a little research on it. When the flag is flown at half staff, the proper way to display the flag at half staff is when you run the flag up the pole, you run it briskly all the way to the top. Then you lower it slowly to half staff and tie it off there. And that's the way that should be done.
See, scout, that's where being a scout will help you because you'll learn those things
That's
in
good.
scouting.
Anyway, I thought it was some trivia I'd like to pass on. We do carry the Valley Forge flag, and what's important to me is about Valley Forge, they are 100% made in the USA.
Yeah.
And we have adequate stock of flags on hand.
So most flags are made in the U.S., but because obviously
So it makes sense
no
to
one
buy
wants
an
to
American
buy
flag
an American
from
flag.
the U.S. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. But like all the grommets, all of the things are sourced here in the United States as well,
Right.
not just.
And before
Put
we
together.
before we move on to talking about the Tregger Grills and celebrating the 4th of July with cookouts and that sort of thing, driving to work this morning, there is water standing places where there hasn't been water standing for a long time. There's going to be issues with mosquitoes. If you're going to be cooking out over the 4th, you don't want to be hassled with mosquitoes, but there's some things you can do that'll help prevent all those eggs from hatching.
I had 2 in my car this morning.
These
that I
little
smashed.
mosquito dunks. If you got standing water that you can't drain at your house, toss these dunks in there. It will prevent those mosquito eggs from hatching. You know, that I'm serious about this. That could be a serious issue as the weather gets hot and stays hot.
Because they're not too concerned about how cold it is right now. I mean, cold.
That's right.
I'm cold. The mosquitoes aren't. They're still laying eggs everywhere. So
And with that, enough said about the flags and mosquito dunks. Enjoy the 4th of July weekend coming up. I'm going to roll the card out of the way. Rachel's going to transition to camera woman.
Randy's apparently
and
geared
Josh-
for
Yeah,
grills
he's
this
got
morning.
this all planned out.
I feel like he thinks
here.
there's a food demo and he gets to eat.
Cancel. I think. Are we still live? Something popped up that said to cancel. See, that was not in the plan. I think we're still good.
when we go off script.
Well, that happens. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back. There you go. I don't want to get too far away.
All right, Josh, let's talk about Tregger Grills.
I
Because we
forgot my
both
button.
own
I didn't know I
one.
was going to be on camera. I had to wear my button.
Yep.
Josh and I both own Tregger Grills. Man, I sold a lot of Webers in my time, but we're talking about Tregger today.
A Weber can't touch a pellet grill.
That's true. That is true.
I've had one. There's nothing like the pellet grill now. I love it.
So tell us a little bit about it.
So for those that don't know about pellet grills, one, they use kind of the same style of pellet like you use in a pellet heater, a pellet furnace. These are a food grade pellet. There's no binding agent in them. It's just a compressed pellet. There's a lot of pellet companies out there, but Traeger makes 11 different pellets of their own. Everything from apple, mesquite. One of my favorites for cooking meat, the Big Game Blend. It's a mixture of 3 different woods and it has spices already crushed into there, so you get additional flavoring in your smoke. Pecan, which is great when you bake cookies on the grill. Yes, we'll get to that. You can bake cookies on this grill. Just a lot of versatility when it comes to the grill, and it's not just the grill. We've got one of the display magnets here that tells really what Traeger does. You grill, you smoke, you can bake, roast, braise, barbecue. If you can figure out how to cook it, you can cook it on here. I've cooked everything from bacon to veggies to almost every meat on this planet, I think, on mine. I wanted to attempt cookies on Mother's Day and I ran out of time, but the recipes look amazing. So cool things about the Traeger is there's no real startup time like a gas grill. You literally flip the switch, you hit smoke, open the lid, 4 to 5 minutes you got a good smoke really starting to roll out of there. You close the lid down, set your temp. A lot of people cook around 350, so that's going to take you 10 to 15 minutes to get to, and then you're ready to cook. I know Randy's owned gas grills in the past. I've had a gas grill. When you do a gas grill burn off, what's your average time?
Oh, gosh. 20 minutes probably?
At least, right? You're cooking before your gas grill burn off is even completed. So, I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
So a burn off is when you have a gas grill, you've got all the gunk on the grates, everything falls down onto your heat plates. So you have to burn all that stuff off and make it into ash. So you crank your grill all the way up on high. It cooks all that stuff off. Your grill gets at like 450, 500 degrees. Then you shut it down, clean all that stuff up, and then you have to come back up to temp. So you're usually looking 30 to 35 minutes
At least,
on a gas grill before you're ready to cook.
But you get the taste of all that charred.
Yeah, everybody loves char.
Good.
You can char with the Traeger and kind of get some of that flavor if you really want to. I did some reverse seared T-bones last weekend, and I think you did a reverse sear.
I did.
Didn't you? Where you smoke them for about 30 to 45 minutes, take them off, you let them rest, then you crank it up, and you only do a couple minutes on each side to get those sear marks. And all those really are is vanity marks. We all just like to see it to make us feel good.
It adds
about our
flavor.
cooking.
Shush.
And that was totally different for me to cook a steak or to smoke a steak that long. I didn't know how it was going to be, but it turned out delicious.
Yeah,
I think I ate some of that.
I think so.
I think my wife's favorite thing that I cook, as well as Shirley's favorite thing, because it's her number one ask when I demo the grills, is bacon.
Well, everybody loves bacon.
Everybody loves bacon, but not everybody can cook bacon on a grill. There's no way I would ever cook bacon on a gas grill. You would burn the house down. But you can cook bacon.
Don't use gas grills inside the house.
Yes, do not.
Sorry, just
Don't
thought
use
I'd put
any
that.
grill inside the house. And actually, with the safety thing, thank you. These are actually rated as an appliance. So you can legally have these in an apartment and townhouse complex on your back deck where you're not allowed to have a charcoal or a gas grill because there's no open flame.
Nice.
If on the extreme off chance that something would happen, you literally flip the switch to off, your auger bit stops, your convection fan stops, and all you have is a couple pellets in there smoldering. So they are completely safe. There's no chance of flame up, getting burnt, losing eyebrows. They are probably the safest thing unless you just lay your hand down on there. The two biggest reasons I actually love mine: first, I love grilling, but I like the prep. I like playing with flavors, different rubs, different ingredients, and you really get to do that. Traeger has some amazing ones. Randy just grabbed my favorite one, the pork and poultry. It's a apple honey rub. That's the one I use on bacon, I've used on pork shoulders, I've used on ham steaks. I've mixed it in when I've done burgers with a couple other seasonings. They've got some great sauces.
Sweet and heat.
Sweet and heat. Texas
sounds
spicy
lovely.
is my favorite.
I see James Herrick is watching, and I think he would like that because he likes heat.
The Texas
wait,
spicy
nope.
has got some
There,
good
that
heat
one's
to
more
it.
heat.
That's the one I actually use with my burgers when I do those. I rub them down in the beef rub, slow cook them, and
Oh my
then
goodness, we're loading up the grill.
I finish mine off with the Texas spicy and a nice big fat slice of dill pickle. You get that sweet, and salty mixture in there and a little bit of heat. This is the only way my wife will let me do burgers now, actually, is with this beef rub, slow cooked on the Traeger. But the flavoring, making flavors, because Traegers are so consistent, that's one reason I love it. The second, I have 3 kids. When they're outside, when I had my gas grill, you're always doing this. Is it on fire? Let me put out the flame. You know, let me check everything every so many minutes. Now it's almost like the old TV ad. You set it, you forget it. You literally set your temperature. You put your food on there, unless you're basting or you're going to change temp throughout the cook. I can close it down. I can turn around and interact with the kids. I can make sure my middle child is not beating up her older brother. You know, I can actually interact with my guests when I have cookouts. It frees me up to do more things and enjoy the time that I'm outside and not have to worry about the grill and catching everything on fire or ruining the food that I took so long to prep.
Jim Herrick wants me to take his gas grill. I don't think I should at this point. You guys are really talking him down.
I still use my gas grill. I mainly use mine to cook my side dishes, though. When I've usually got my meat on the grill, and then I do my side dishes. I do asparagus, potatoes and onions, things like that on my gas grill because it's quick and
Yeah.
it is convenient when I've got
When
meat
you've
on there
prepped it.
smoking for 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a couple Traegers here in stock.
We had more. We actually sold one yesterday, which put
Sweet.
us down. We do have, so this is the Pro 34. This is their Big Daddy of a grill right here.
That is a
This
lot of
one-
space for meat in there.
It is rated for, if I remember correctly, 8 whole chickens at one time. And then 3 slabs of ribs on the secondary rack.
Wow.
The one that we're missing in this series is the Pro 22. It's the one that Randy and I both personally own.
It's not as little as that baby.
No, that's the
Kind
that's
of the
baby
mama
grill.
one.
Yeah, that's the baby grill. That's great if you've got a family of up to 4, I would say. And if you're the occasional barbecuer or cooker, we had a couple yesterday come in. They have a 1-year-old. They're not home a lot in the evenings to cook, so this was a perfect size for them. The Pro 22, so we have is a good size in between. I've had 4 whole chickens and 2 packs of hot dogs on mine at one time and still had space.
I'm gonna try and get them both in the same shot so you can see the difference in
I
sizes.
can roll that a little closer.
That's okay, I got them.
Lay on there.
So we're missing the middle bear.
Yep.
Awesome.
We'll have some more in Tuesday.
Yep,
Yeah.
we actually have 2 of the 22s coming in today. We
Oh,
have one
coming
sold
today.
and 1 for display. One other cool thing is, well, a couple cool things. Inside each grill, you actually get a cookbook to start you out.
Nice.
You get on your way to Flavor Town real quick. But also when you get the Pro Series, the Pro 22, which we're missing, and the 34, if you look here on the temp gauge, there's 2 plug-ins, like auxiliary plug-ins. The Pro Series comes with 2 meat thermometer probes already. So if
Kind of
you're
hard to see because we
doing,
got a glare,
oh,
but
I can open it up.
nope, don't open
All
it.
right.
That's fine.
They kind of look like, I think they look like giant metal knitting needles.
Yep, that's about right.
So you take those through this little grommet, you plug them in. Say you've got a pork shoulder, and then you've got whatever meat that you want on there, or 2 big pork shoulders. You can insert your probes into both of those. Never have to open your lid and lose your heat. You literally press this little button over here, select either probe 1 or probe 2. It'd be on your LED display, and it'll give you that internal temperature.
Nice.
So every time
That
you
is a
open,
nice feature.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
That way you don't have to open it up and lose your smoke.
Right.
All
Yeah.
that
You're
jazz.
not losing smoke. You're not losing heat because this is a pretty large gapped area. You open that up, you're dropping 30 to 40 degrees
Yep.
instantly. So I mean, they're easy cleanup. They're easy maintenance. They're consistent, which is the best part. You can become a master of barbecue if you want. You put in the time because of the consistency.
I don't know if the
Consistency
grill
is key.
masters would agree with that. They are a pretty tough bunch.
They are. I follow a lot of them because I love to barbecue. They cook some amazing food, and the Tregger community is actually another great benefit. They have an app that has thousands of recipes. I know Randy follows it.
Yep.
And they send you weekly recipes. So for Mother's Day, I had a full menu sent to me if I wanted to take the time and cook it all. I tried to cook most of it. Father's Day, they sent out a menu. That's where I learned the reverse searing recipe that I used. But I mean, you can upload your recipes. I've had my beer can chickens featured on their recipes. It's an awesome community. People will share recipes. They'll give you tips if you post recipes or if you comment on something. So it's a great way to learn. It's a great community, and it's an amazing grill. It's not even a grill. It's just an amazing cooking machine because
Nice.
you do more than grill. So if you have any questions, see, Randy and I own one. We're more than happy to answer any questions, share recipes. I think I'm actually going to be down here on the 7th.
You just want any.
Demoing.
He's done like 4 demos already. He just wants any
I just love to eat
excuse
and
to
cook.
make bacon.
Any excuse to cook and make bacon is a good day.
We may
So
even
what
do
date was that
bacon-wrapped
again?
Hot dogs.
Yep, bacon wrapped hot dogs.
Nice.
Meat on meat.
Well, fantastic. What day was that again, Josh? You wanted to come
July
down to
7th.
July 7th.
Saturday after the 4th of July.
Still got that buzz from your Independence Day. You need some bacon to go
That's
with
right.
it.
You need a little extra barbecue, come down and see us. We have a ton of accessories. I know we're looking at bringing in some more accessories. We have all the salsas and rubs. And so, yeah, come down, do yourself a favor, upgrade to an awesome machine.
And remember, we don't mind your questions. We don't mind them at all.